everybody, don't do this. Now, if you already know what I'm talking about, what you shouldn't be doing, go ahead and drop it in the comments. We'll see if you're first. There's something I'm doing here that's horrible, and you should not do it. This is a really common beginner mistake, so see if you can spot it. Now, you might be thinking, whatever's going on there, it probably is okay to emulate because it sounds great, doesn't it? And yeah, it sounds good. I'm making good tone. I'm playing with good timing, but I'm working way harder than I should have to make this sound good. And if I were holding my mandolin correctly, then I wouldn't have to work so hard. And the potential to sound good would be way higher than what is going on right here. So if you didn't notice already, I am holding my mandolin darn close to flat on my lap. And if you've been holding your mandolin this way, it's okay, it's normal. Everybody pretty much starts out holding their mandolin this way. So if this is you, don't feel bad, you can change it, and you didn't do anything that the rest of us didn't do when we first picked up an instrument. So what I'm doing here is I am holding the mandolin very close to flat on my lap. So here's flat, and here is where the mandolin ought to be. Now, I shouldn't be leaning back this far either. I'm sitting on a couch. This is another thing you should avoid, sitting on a couch playing a mandolin. It may be comfy, but it encourages terrible posture and makes this problem we're looking at even more likely to happen. So I'll show you why this is so bad, and then I'll show you how you should actually hold your mandolin, whether you're sitting or you're standing. So this position here seems like it ought to work great. The reason we start out this way, it's not usually thought through that much. We just pick up the mandolin. We'd like to be able to see what we're doing over here, and we'd like to be able to see what we're doing over here. So then we put the mandolin in this position, because you can see, right? You may have tried it like this and realized, oh, I can't reach around. And this is a clue to the first problem with this position right here. And that is that my left hand is having to come way too far around here in order to be able to play. That's putting my wrist in this position, and that is not a good position to reach things because it puts the fingers at an awkward angle to where it's hard to reach each of the strings. And this is something you can try just by playing a tune you know with any mandolin position, and just put your wrist way around like this. And then you can try the opposite too. This is also really bad. Put it here and see what that does to your finger position. Putting the wrist around like this makes it easy to reach the G string, not so bad, but makes it very hard to reach the E string, because then you have to bend your fingers like this to get to the E string, and you're actually going to end up making contact on the E string with your fingernails, which is not what we want. So already we've got a problem here. The hand's having to reach around like this, not so good. And we've got another problem too, and that has to do with the right hand. And that is that with the right hand, we do not want to have an extreme supinated angle. A supinated angle is a forearm angle where your forearm's like this. It's called supinated. You can remember it because it looks like you're holding a bowl of soup. This is supinated. This is pronated. When we play, we do not want to have an extremely supinated angle. And the reason for that is that the pick angle is really bad. Now, I just realized I forgot to grab my comically large mandolin pick. So let's see, what do we have nearby that will work? All right, good thing my 4-year-old does not watch my YouTube channel because I have borrowed one of his bristle blocks, and I'm going to use this as the comically large mandolin pick. So here we go. If you are in a supinated angle, your pick is going to look like this when you pick. That means that the downstrokes are going to be super easy, super smooth. They're going to slip right past the string, assuming your pick is smoother than a bristle block. It's going to slip right past the string. It's going to be great, but the upstroke is going to catch on that string. As you come up, it's going to catch and be very hard to move past the string. So you're going to get downstrokes that are pretty smooth and easy, and upstrokes that are really not. Now we can get that supinated angle like this, which is the one you don't want to have most of the time. We can get that supinated angle by turning the hand this way, just using the forearm to turn the hand. But you can also create that supinated angle, which again we don't want, by turning the mandolin this direction. So now, because the mandolin is here, I'm playing the very supinated angle, which we don't want. So that means now to compensate for that, I'm going to have to bring my arm way over here. I'm going to have to pivot way in this direction to get my pick into a neutral position, or preferably a little bit pronated, that's the opposite of supinated, so that the upstrokes have an easy time and the downstrokes are going to be making up for it because downstrokes are strong. We've got gravity, we've got the big fat thumb. The downstrokes will be compensating for that by working just a little bit harder. All right, so this is why we don't want that supinated angle. It makes your pick work harder. So when you put your mandolin like this, you're creating a more supinated angle. You have to then turn your hand farther this direction to make it work, and that's really hard to get into that position. Now the third thing that is a problem with this position is it's encouraging us to do this. And I know you see all of us good mandolin players at times doing some kind of little mandolin cuddle. You might have Thiele feet, they call it, for Chris Thiele, where this foot is on top of that foot like this. Or there's the Mike Marshall position. You put your case, you put your foot here. You're not supposed to sit on a couch for any of that. I chose this place because it helps show how bad this position can be, and sitting on a couch itself can create this position. You'll also see players kick one leg over another. I like to do that a lot. And when they do that, and when I do that, you'll see us do this kind of thing. It's so we can hear because it sounds so delightful and we're just trying to hear it. But this kind of thing really is a bad idea. You should avoid it. It's just hard for us not to. But at least in this position, you're trying to hear your mandolin in a position where everything works. Everything is in a position where you can actually have good technique even though you're cuddling your mandolin. Here, there's just nothing good happening. So don't do this. Just don't do it. Please don't do it. By the way, if you'd like to learn more of this type of stuff, I have a class coming up. It's the first one I've ever done for complete beginners. It's called Mandolin from Scratch, and it is a Mandolin 101 level class. We're going to be covering all this stuff that can hold you back. So check out that class. Link down in the description. The 3 live dates are June 23rd, June 30th, and July 7th. Those are Mondays, but there's a bunch of videos you can already access instantly when you sign up. So you can actually see all my videos on this right hand position stuff. So check it out. All right, so now what should you be actually doing? Well, what we want to do instead is we're going to bring the mandolin up like this, and we're going to put it straight up and down. So it's like this. It's not like this. It's not leaning in that direction. It's just straight up and down. Now it's also to the right of my shirt buttons. Your mandolin should contact to the right of your shirt buttons. And I know for lefties out there, this is all backwards. And I explain in the course why I choose the right-handed terminology, and it's not because I'm forcing lefties into anything. I can explain, and it's in the course. Or you can ask me in the comments. Happy to tell you there, but the course will go more in depth. So this is the position we want to be in. The mandolin is straight up and down. Now I don't have to do anything crazy to get the right pick angle. So I can get the supinated angle, the pronated angle, all of it. It's just right in front of me, just like scratching my belly. It's just right there. And now, because the mandolin's in this position, then the left hand can come in and get a good position here. This puts the fingers in a position where they can reach all the stuff that they need to reach. All right, more on this in the course, and if you have questions, feel free to ask them down in the comments, and I'll probably do some follow-ups on this position stuff as well. So tell me what you think in the comments. Have you had this problem? Have you found any things that help you do a better job with it? What do you think about mandolin position? Maybe you've been holding it wrong this whole time and you feel like it's not holding you back and you want to talk about it. That's what the comments are for. Just everybody remember to be nice. If you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please like and subscribe and comment below. It helps with the algorithm. All right, I'll play something for you now. Let's see, John Stinson's, here we go. position A. Got a video on that. There you have it. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.